Next, a judge has backed down and allowed a Muslim woman to appear in court as a defendant without removing her face veil. The woman from Hackney argued that she couldn't remove the covering in the presence of men for religious reasons. Today, the judge allowed her to enter the dock after first being identified by a female police officer. It's the latest controversy surrounding Islamic dress, which covers the face, leaving only the eyes visible. Well, joining me now to discuss this is the Conservative MP, Philip Hollobone, who's introduced a bill to try to ban face veils like the niqab and the burqa, and also Catherine Hesseltine, Chief Executive of the Muslim Public Affairs Committee. Welcome to you both. Catherine, can I turn to you first? Do you welcome this move by the judge?
Well, this circumstance of a court appearance is a bit of an exception where there can be legitimate reasons why a judge might ask a woman to remove her veil. However, that should absolutely not be a green light to introduce some kind of French-style general ban where we'd end up with the fashion police on the streets of Britain telling women what they can and can't wear.
Which, Philip Hollobone, is pretty much what you're saying. You want to go further and ban it in public, full stop.
Well, I do, and I think this is a very worrying development today, because the next stop is going to be jurors wearing veils. And what happens if a judge wears a veil? I think people want to see justice being seen to be done.
Let's just be clear on that case. She was allowed to wear her veil to enter her plea. The judge will decide on Monday whether she can actually stand trial wearing her veil. Catherine, do you think she should be allowed to?
I think it's up to the judge to decide, but if for the purpose of justice a judge feels that the woman needs to remove her veil, then I would absolutely respect that decision. However, to take it onto the level of the street where there's no reason for men in Parliament to be telling women what they can and can't wear, I'm proud that Britain is a free country that allows us as women to decide what we wear when we walk down the street. Do you really want to spend police time arresting women because of the clothes they wear rather than dealing with theft and muggings?
Let Philip answer.
Well, my face coverings bill would ban anyone from covering their face in public. So that's male and female, Muslim and non-Muslim.
It's quite clearly aimed at the tiny minority of Muslim women who choose to veil.
Do you feel that you are discriminating against a whole group of people because it is pretty much, religious?
Well, I think there's growing concern about the number of people in demonstrations who wear full-face balaclavas. And I think most people find somebody covering their face for whatever reason can be offensive.
But they're not covering their face for religious reasons, are they?
Well, actually, nor are people wearing the niqab, because nowhere in the Quran does it say that for religious reasons women have to cover their face.
I, as a Muslim woman, choose not to wear that, but I will defend the right of other women to dress how they please when a piece of cloth across their face does not harm anybody else. You might not like it, but I'm saying Britain should be a free country and politicians should have better things to do sorting out the economy and the schools and the hospitals than worrying about a tiny piece of material that a tiny number of women choose to wear.
Philip, what do you make of the argument, though, that, women don't want to, cannot remove it in the presence of men for religious reasons? And in a sense, once their identity has been established in this situation in court, why shouldn't they then wear the veil?
Well, because part of the British way of life is smiling, waving, saying hello at people that you pass in the street. Now, you simply can't do this if people cover their faces. And what a miserable country we would be if more and more people cover their faces.
So you want the change, basically, to make it a happier place?
Yes, I do.
Is Britain somewhere where we pass laws to force people to smile against each other? Or is Britain a free country where if women choose to wear a face veil, and I don't know how many women with face veils you know personally, but I myself have known people who contribute greatly to their communities and are very much part of life and have many friends, non-Muslim as well as Muslim.
OK, we could debate this much further. I'm afraid time has beaten us. To you both, many thanks indeed. Catherine Hesseltine and Philip Hollobone, thank you. Do stay with us, though. Still to come.